Hi, I'm Megan Hunter, the CEO and co-founder of the High Conflict Institute in San Diego, California. We provide training and consultation to organizations of all kinds all over the world on the topic of managing high conflict disputes and high conflict situations created by people with high conflict personalities. Today, I want to introduce you to one of our experts and speakers here at High Conflict Institute who has a wealth of background in both law enforcement and mental health. So please help me welcome Chuck Sawchenko.
Hi, Megan.
So Chuck, it's great to see you. It's great to have you on here today. And I'm so excited to get to introduce you to anyone watching this video. I know you as someone who has worked many years in law enforcement. In fact, you're recently retired after what, 26 years?
Correct.
With the Delaware State Police. So congratulations on that. And you also have that background in mental health. So it's kind of this rare blend of mental health, behavioral health, and law enforcement. So kind of gives you rare expertise. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions that would help our viewers really understand how to deal with high conflict people from a law enforcement training situation. So what is it that you see in the general public and people that you're dealing with kind of on a daily basis in law enforcement in terms of mental health?
Well, mental health and the more broader term behavioral health issues are ever present in many of the situations that law enforcement go to, whether it's a serious and persistent mental illness, whether it's a drug addiction, whether it's personality conflicts, as you call high conflict persons. We deal with that on a daily basis.
Well, sounds fun. So, and challenging.
It is
So,
challenging, yes.
yeah, I would imagine. So, what do you see that's lacking in the public's perception, I guess, in dealing with law enforcement and people with mental health issues?
Well, I think that the general public uh, may not understand that law enforcement, police officers are dealing with these mental health issues on a daily basis. And generally speaking, mental health is ever present in many of the types of complaints that they go to, whether it's a crisis at a domestic or a homeless individual that suffers from a serious mental illness or a drug addiction. We go to a lot of overdoses. We deal with family members of that. The police generally are very good at helping and caring and showing compassion and de-escalating many of those situations. I don't think that the police agencies get enough credit for handling those type of complaints.
Absolutely. I mean, it's interesting from the general public, is what I am, kind of seeing it from your perspective that really the majority of calls and that you go on and the people that you interact with are struggling with some kind of behavioral issue or addiction or anger, rage, or as we have expertise here at HCIN, high conflict personalities. So uh, what do you wish that, or maybe you should explain a little bit about the difference between high conflict personality and someone with a mental health issue? And then we even have those with the overlap of both. And then kind of follow up with what do you wish your fellow law enforcement officers knew and understood about those with high conflict personalities?
Well, in terms of mental health issues, the training that I've always done is helping officers understand what exactly is a mental illness and the different types of mental illnesses out there, the state of mind that someone might go in when they are in a crisis, and how you effectively manage that situation and deal with that situation for effective outcomes. Officers all want voluntary compliance. So, what are the strategies and techniques that can be employed to gain voluntary compliance with those individuals? In terms of the high conflict individuals, I always train state of mind versus trait. When we deal with people who are just very challenging and difficult people, there's another set of tools to teach law enforcement. I have found it very successful when I've taught law enforcement on those high conflict personality traits, what the core fears are, what are the dynamics those individuals are trying to create in that environment, whether it's in someone's home at a domestic or it's in the lobby of the police station, and how officers can not get sucked into that dynamic and use other tools and strategies to make that situation successful for them. Ultimately, all this training is about risk management, and that's what police officers get paid to do: manage risks. Police officers don't get paid to get hurt or killed. So what are some of the extra training, the extra tools, the extra strategies that you can use when you identify an individual that's a high conflict person to manage that situation successfully and move on? That's the kind of training that I have found to be very successful and very enjoyable uh, by law enforcement. It really gets into the nitty gritty of some of the individuals that law enforcement deals with on a daily basis.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, a lot of times the way we react or respond isn't, to be effective with someone with a high conflict personality doesn't always feel natural. It's often the opposite of what we feel like doing or what we're used to doing with everyone else. So that's really what we specialize here at a High Conflict Institute is understanding, like you said, those fear-based personalities and then doing things differently so that we can calm them and contain the situation and manage it. And as you said, it's all about risk management at the end of the day and keeping everyone calm. So if you're interested in learning more about what we have to offer at High Conflict Institute and training for your law enforcement organization, please contact us at highconflictinstitute.com. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you.